The Ranger Training Brigade is known for running the military's finest leadership training, like Ranger School, the Reconnaissance Surveillance Leader Course, and conduct high-speed airborne and land operations. But did you know they also carry out missions deep underwater and even teach those skills? Our Ron Andrus caught up with these aquatic warriors and explains. Ron?
That's right, Nate. The 4th Ranger Training Battalion not only has a dive team, but they also run a course to train Rangers how to become combat divers.
It's one of the most challenging things I've ever done in my military career.
This isn't synchronized swimming, and it's not fun time at the pool. This is some of the toughest training in the United States Army. The Pre-Combat Diver Qualification Course, or Pre SCUBA.
We have a dive mission at Fort Benning to basically cover the Benning phase of Ranger School. We dive Victory Pond for each Ranger class and for each Rangers in Action demonstration to ensure there are no obstructions or no potential dangers to students or our soldiers who are participating in training.
Pre SCUBA is an intense 3-week course taught here at Fort Benning that teaches Rangers how to thrive and survive underwater and prepares them for the Combat Diver Qualification Course down in Florida.
The training Key West is 6 weeks long. Prior to going down there, you have to go through a pre-SCUBA school. It's mandatory. In fact, the pre-CDQCs generally are a little rougher than the actual dive school down there. We don't like to send anyone down who's going to come back up early.
The course that we go to, the Army Combat Diver course down in Key West, Florida, is run by a Special Warfare Center and school, and they really kind of put you through the ringer down there to make sure guys are up to speed as far as being able to handle stressful situations. If you become fouled underwater, if your equipment malfunctions, things like that. It's a fairly strenuous and robust training cycle that you go to get to the point to be an Army diver.
During Pre-SCUBA, students have to complete a range of very challenging tasks. They must be able to ditch and don their equipment, swim with their hands and feet tied together, conduct 50-meter subsurface swims, and a whole lot more.
The other thing that was kind of challenging too was the surface swims, because each day they got a little bit longer. Like we did a 500-meter surface swim, and this is after doing a 4-hour pool session too, and then doing PT on top of that. So you're feeling a little weak towards the end of the day.
It's definitely harder than I thought. I mean, I went into the course thinking, I've done a lot of open water swimming, I spent a lot of time in the pool, and I kind of went in thinking that, I'd be all right, but after that first day, I knew it was something totally different and that it was going to be a really tough course.
Although Pre-SCUBA is extremely physically demanding, the biggest challenge for the students is in their heads.
The training we go through sucks. It is very intensive, very miserable, and you're put in very stressful situations so that in the event you do end up in an emergency situation underwater, you keep your head. And that's the key to anything in the water, is keeping your head and remaining calm. The second you start panicking, you're jeopardizing the mission and you're jeopardizing yours as well as your buddy's life.
That's the #1 rule by going through pre-CDQC, is not panicking and keeping your composure. And if you can remember that one rule, it definitely helps out with everything and every task that you have to do.
There'd be times when I'd get a little fired up or a little upset, and the dive supervisor's there kind of training you to stay calm and keep your composure, and then once you do, you realize you can hold your breath a lot longer than what you thought you could. So a lot of it is psychological.
Pre-SCUBA sets these Rangers up for success and gives them the best chance to become certified Army combat divers.
Without going to pre-CDQC, there is no way I realized that I would be able to go down there and just pass the school.
We have a 100% success rate. Everyone we've sent down has come back a diver, the best in the Army.
The 4th Ranger Training Battalion is in need of combat divers, so if you're interested and Ranger qualified, give the dive locker a call and get in on the next Pre-SCUBA course.
Ron, I understand these Rangers are headed to Key West.
That's right. The Rangers who pass this Pre-SCUBA course will head south and spend 6 more weeks on and under the water training hard to become certified Army combat divers.